Okay, I'm Keith Bashirs, and this is Ideas Board Finds. So here we are in the HighLevel official community, and hours ago, and just one of these typical requests. So this is literally a screenshot out of the Ideas Board list. There we go, this way. What happens is when a contact is in a workflow and they get to an email or text message action, if there's no valid email to send to, or there's no valid cell phone to send to, the workflow doesn't execute that step. It just moves on to the next step. What this is requesting is let's alert the user about it so that this contact doesn't just keep getting more and more skipped actions. So skipping actions, so at least it doesn't cost us money. That's a good thing. But we would want to know, I would think, that this contact, there's no point in them being in the workflow anymore if we have an invalid email address for them. And in fact, there might be valid reasons for why they have an invalid email that we want to rectify so that we can keep them in the workflow and start getting the emails get sent to them. So that's the issue. That's the constraint. In this request on Facebook, it says there's posts on the ideas board since 2023, but check this out. So simple search for invalid email, and we get 2021 October, adding a tag for invalid email. Well, so the actual mechanics of the way this one's asked is no longer even necessary because we've got more features since then, but it's still, the point of the request is totally valid. Filter by invalid email 2022. Again, so these requests have been, same for phone numbers. These requests have been in the system for quite some time. What we do once we, this is 2023 and this next one is 2023. What we do once we have identified that a particular email address or text message number is invalid, depends on what that person is in our contact list for and what we're trying to accomplish. It might be very important for us to go contact them, get a hold of them, and correct it. Maybe it's literally a typo off of, we manually typed our business card, or the OCR didn't read correctly. The OCR used a O instead of a 0, or vice versa, as an example of something that might very simply, it might be invalid for a very simple typographical error kind of thing, that we actually have a workflow trigger based off of that so that we can go initiate the DND and we can pull them out of workflows that there's no point in them being in. This is a really important, the issue, mark the email invalid, is a database management issue. The thing that makes HighLevel so powerful is let's make an automation so that we can do not disturb. We can stop trying to send emails to that person, but also we can go make an alert to a human being who's running the system to go try to track down what the issue is. This one is a new request. This is literally as of this year, and maybe the automatically saved draft emails. No, that wouldn't. So once it gets sent, the email is no longer in draft. The email is sent, but now it just drops away. And if the email address was invalid, now I have to remember, what did I type? What was my message that I was saying, and go retype that email. What this is requesting very legitimately is invalid email. Can we hold that email in draft mode until I, as the operator, can troubleshoot why the email address was invalid? All right. So I'm Keith Bashirs. This is Ideas Board Finds invalid email. The invalid email workflow trigger.